My friend went on vacation and boarded her cat at a vet clinic. The vet clinic she goes to also has a boarding facility, so she just leaves her cat with them in case anything goes wrong. The vet's right there.
Sure.
And she's very friendly. It's like a smaller place. It's not a big one, so she knows all the staff. She goes in a lot. And while she was on vacation, she came home and her cat had passed away. And the cat had passed away early into the vacation, and the vet clinic did not call her because they made the call that, hey, we didn't want to ruin your vacation holiday. Your cat being dead is not going to change. It's still going to happen. So we wanted you to have your full vacation and holiday, and then we would break the news to you when you came home. They made that decision, and they felt like they could because they were more friendly with her. She wasn't a total stranger, and she was pissed.
I don't blame her.
She wanted to know, like, as soon as it had happened, she wanted to know the full story, like what happened. Could I have gotten back in time to say goodbye? The whole 9 yards. And it got me thinking, would you want to know if you were on vacation that you had paid to go on somewhere else, if your pet, if you couldn't see them, let's say you couldn't see them before they passed away, if they had just died, would you want to know right then and there, or would you want to know when you got back?
So this is going to be an interesting debate because this happened to Kristen on vacation. Abby is very close to her cat, and I had to put down a dog over the course of the last year also. So let's see where we're all at with this.
So Abby, about 5 years ago, my husband and I, we always take a trip somewhere warm and tropical over New Year's, right? And there we were in Tulum at one of our favorite spots, and we get a phone call from our dog sitter. She is a saint of a woman. We've known her for 10 plus years. Comes to the house to watch the dogs, and our beloved golden retriever, Parker Jones, had passed away. Literally just something heart-related, just keeled over and was gone.
Was he sick leading up to that vacation?
No.
Or did it come out of nowhere?
It came out of nowhere. Well, I mean, remember, he had a bout with cancer, but we had battled that. And I mean, he was getting older, but there was nothing really nothing to indicate anything would happen to him while we were on vacation. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone, right? So we were walking down the beach. She calls. Bart gets the news. He literally tells me to sit down, and I'm like, no. And we find out that our dog, and this is like the first dog I had personally, and then Bart came into the relationship. So I was rocked. I was devastated. We run back to the hotel. We are calling Delta to get a flight immediately out of there. Oh my God, this is taking me back to because when something like that happens, you remember exactly where you are. Like I can see the whole entire scene. We told the hotel we're leaving. Don't care if you reimburse us or not, whatever. They got us a cab to get us to the hotel on them. We got us a cab to get to the airport on them. We got to the airport and we immediately started. Bart and I couldn't sit next to each other because we were getting last minute flights. We get there and one of my best friends picked us up at the airport, and we got home that night. And I would not change any of that. I would be so livid like your friend if they had made that call on their own just to let us enjoy our vacation. Because to be there and to be with his body and to take care of him the way we wanted to take care of him. Like Bart laid there and slept with him that night because he didn't want him to be, didn't want him to be alone in the guest room. So it was traumatizing, but I wouldn't have had it any other way.
So you're very, very close to your cat.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to know if you're on vacation or no?
So actually something very similar just happened to my dog that recently passed away. So right before I joined the show, we took a family vacation on a cruise ship, and we got a text from the person watching our dog that Teddy was all of a sudden very, very ill. And there's nothing worse than being in the middle of the ocean and getting that text and literally having, my mom was running down the promenade of the ship being like, can I get a literal rowboat to row myself back to Florida? And so I think having witnessed her go through that, I think I would want to know as soon as possible, because I think thinking about it hypothetically, I wouldn't want to have that pain on vacation, but I think in reality, I would actually want to be with her as soon as possible.
So I think it's two different arguments, two different debates here. If I'm on vacation and my dog gets sick, I want to know about it. If my dog wasn't sick and passed away while I'm on vacation, I don't want to know about it until I get back.
Same.
I just feel like there's
Really?
nothing I can do about it. These vacations to me with my family and my fiance are like gold bars, man. So I would want to create those. There's nothing I could do about it, right? If he's passed away and he wasn't sick, I wouldn't want to know until I get home. However, if they get sick while I'm on vacation, I would want to be back home and give them comfort before end of days.
Absolutely exactly the same. I mean, if I can't do anything to change the situation, then I want the rest of my vacation days and all the money I put in. Like, let's go ahead and use that, and then I'll deal with it after. But if I get told while I'm on vacation, it's going to, obviously, it would ruin the trip and I would go home. So let's run out vacation. And I mean, exactly what you said, Bert. Honestly, I don't
Same
need to
type
repeat
deal.
it. Totally the same.
Now, Mo, you haven't really had a lot of experience with like family pets and stuff like that.
I've had a few.
Okay.
When we had to put Caesar down, our family dog, my family thought it would be better for me to be there, and so they FaceTimed me, and we did it together, which I understood and appreciated because it was our dog, and we should have all been in that moment. But it just happened to be days before I had a show and a vacation. And I was a shell of myself. That entire show, that entire vacation, I didn't enjoy it. I mean, I did good at the show, but I don't think anybody else can know. But I was bad. That was a really rough night. And so I was always torn on it. But if it was nothing that could be done and I couldn't get there anyway and he was going to be gone, I would have appreciated if my family would have told me after.
Yeah.
And let me just have the show and the vacation.
I want to know.
Right.
I wanted to be with that body as soon as possible.
Yeah, I guess it's all individualistic. Yeah. And there's no way to ask if your dog is healthy or the animal is healthy. You don't give those instructions, right, before you take off because you just assume everything's going to be okay.
Maybe it needs to be a preference on your account.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's a question they need to ask. Jeez, could you imagine if your pet unexpectedly passes away while you're on vacation? Do you want to know?
I think it's a good question, man. It's a really good question.
I think it's a legit question, and I would say with a big check mark, yes.
Yes, for you.
absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, we're so close to our dog sitter, Yvonne. Like, I gave her some of Parker's ashes.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I mean, plus she was the one who was there and had to, like, deal with the aftermath immediately. So it's the least we could have done.
All right, we got a couple of seconds here, so let's give out Bert Show Kindness Awards. What are the Kindness Awards? The Kindness Awards, you got kids, man, that are doing such great things out of the kindness of their own heart. They're volunteering to do things. So we just rattle off a couple of names of kids that are doing great work every day just to give them some public credit. Today we got two.
We got two. Our first one is Grayson. He's 10 of Woodstock. He's 5th grade at Woodstock Elementary School, nominated by his friend's mom, Lampra.
This is Lampra. I want to nominate from my son's class, and his name is Grayson. He is such a sweet and nice boy. He is such a gentleman. He is very inclusive of everyone, and he is even a child of a deaf adult. He has to communicate with his parents in ASL, and he even tries to teach others sign language. While he's in school, he interacts with others very well, and he tries to give us all to everyone. I am so proud of this young man.
Way to go, Grayson.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.